My name is Dr. Gellis. I'm a clinical forensic and sports neuropsychologist, and I am the program manager for VPAN here on board the Battleship Iowa. I'm a psychologist. I was a psychologist in the Navy. I have a son who's retired Navy. The clinical is, it's just working on clinical issues as a psychologist. Forensic, I deal with legal issues that individuals can become embroiled in. Custody evaluations, mediation, divorce mediation. So as a forensic psychologist, I deal with those issues. And we have found that veterans, if you will, respond best to those who are veterans. And so we are, as an organization, divided in the county, Los Angeles County, into 5 supervisory districts, if you will, and Battleship Iowa is in District 4. And so we cover from Marina Del Rey through Torrance to Long Beach, through Downey, up to Whittier and Diamond Bar. That's our supervisory District 4. On our team and all the VPAN teams, there are now 8 people. So when a veteran has a need, the goal is to basically identify what their needs are and then refer them to the appropriate resource. With a warm handoff. That's key. Too many times our veterans have had the ball dropped, the warm handoff didn't take place, they were left floundering, and I have a little acronym or a banner, if you will, Hope, Connection, Purpose. When a veteran reaches out to us, they're reaching out with hope that their needs will be met. And that establishes the potential for a connection. And if there is a connection that's made, they feel hopeful. If the connection is not made, hopelessness increases. And where hopelessness increases, the individual gets closer to feeling depressed, overwhelmed, may even resort to, in some cases, substance abuse, and homelessness, and ultimately suicide. So we want to make sure that on the front end, our preventive measure is to get those veterans who are reaching out for help connected to the right resources, and we will walk alongside them as their needs get met through the various resources that we refer them to. Homelessness, we want to eradicate homelessness. I mean, there's this is zero tolerance policy, and when you look at do what I would call, let's say, an autopsy, and I have, as a psychologist, I've done a few suicide autopsies, psychological autopsies, and you look into, okay, what happened? What went wrong here? And you see that they had made a number of attempts to reach out, and that connection didn't take place. And they wound up, let's say, using some substances, which really eradicates the pain in some measure, and ultimately, homeless. So we want to address the homelessness problem. We want to address employment. People who wake up in the morning, have a sense of purpose, a place to go, people to meet, an income that they generate through their hard work, have a greater sense of self-worth in their life, and are less likely to be experiencing some mental health challenges or certainly homelessness. Needless to say, mental health is a big issue. Mental health and substance use disorder. We really want to provide the right resources for those individuals, and many of them have become frustrated with their attempts to get help, and it doesn't mean that people haven't been extending their hand. One of the challenges in homelessness, if you will, and substance abuse and dependence is there has to be a certain timeliness that takes place. Sometimes the hand, I know that I have reached out to any number of homeless veterans, and I've said, I can get you a place to live, medical care, food, and some job training right now. Just, are you ready and willing? And then I would ask that. I would see some of these individuals over the course of time, and they just weren't ready. They weren't ready to give up their great living situation or their addiction. And so even though the hand of hope was being extended to them, they were not ready to take hold. On the other hand, there are times when individuals, veterans, are ready. Just sign me up. Where do I go? And the hand of hope, that extended hand, isn't available or isn't responsive. So there is a misalliance, if you will, an incongruity, discrepancy between those two hands coming together. So we have to overcome that. And the sooner we can intervene in getting needs met, getting veterans to the people and places they need to be, to make a successful transition or an intervention, the less likely they will wind up homeless, the less likely they will wind up depressed, filled with anxiety, and resorting to substances to manage their pain. And at some point, even if their motivation was to eradicate the pain, the addiction takes over.